Hey, how is it going, everybody? I've been using the Pixel 10 Pro XL for the last 7 days. I've been using it nonstop. For the first 3, 4 days that I had it, I was actually road tripping with it. So it was very, very reliable and all that. And the battery life through all of that was really well. Now, I know a Pixel, especially a Pixel, takes a little bit of time to get used to your usage and all that. But I'm just want to say this, like, the phone never stops being used, right? Even if like I'm not hands on with it, it's still Bluetoothing music, or I'm listening to a podcast directly from the phone itself, or if I'm in my car. I'm always doing something with it. It's just people are constantly messaging me. You all know who you are. The phone never gets set down. All right. So I feel like I have a pretty good gauge on the battery life of the Pixel 10 Pro XL. Now, the one thing that I wanted to say first off, we're going to come over here to the settings. Something that I wanted to mention right away is I'm going to come over here to display, and I'm going to show you all something here. If I can find it right there. Come over here to display, and I want to show you all where I have my screen resolution set. I have it set to high, not to max, okay? And usually, like on my Samsung phones, I have this thing set to max resolution, right? I'll have it set to max resolution. Out of the box, that's where this is set at, right? And for the first 3 or 4 days I was using it, I didn't even realize it, right? But anyway, I guess somebody was saying when this phone is in max resolution, it does some kind of, I don't know, like some kind of weird stutter thing, or not everybody's phone's doing it, but some people have noticed whenever it's on max resolution, there's been some kind of a display issue. And yeah, so maybe I don't know anything about it. So just for perspective though, for this battery life review, that's where I leave this resolution, okay? So basically what I'm going to say is this. At the end of the day, I usually have, it just depends. If I'm using it pretty hardcore, at the end of the day, I have found it to be 39%, 40%. Like even right now, I'm still at 60%. I haven't charged it during the day at all. So it's done really well. All right. And if we come over here to my battery, I'll show you guys exactly what I've been using, my battery usage here, right? YouTube, I've been on Rumble, I've been on X, and you can see all this right here like that. So I've used YouTube quite a bit. And another thing that I do whenever I'm using my phone, especially when I'm hanging out at the office, I leave it on the table just like that. I don't even turn it off. So the display's always on, okay? Just so you guys know that. All right. Because I'm trying to be transparent as possible. That way you guys can make a decision, a good decision before you buy this, especially if you're concerned about battery life. Now, there's been a couple of I know it's a new phone, and I know it's still getting used to whatever, all that stuff. But there was a couple of days where I thought the battery was draining kind of quick, and I really wasn't doing anything outside of the norm. I was doing some navigation with Google Maps, and I was inside of Google Maps in and out, right? But I didn't think I was doing anything to really push the phone. But then it would settle down and the battery would stop draining. So, but at the end of the day, like I'm saying, I can still easily, like right now, you can see it's the end of the day now and I'm at 49%, but you've seen it drop already while I'm making this video, and it's only been 3 minutes. So I think it's dropped what, like 2% battery in these last 2 minutes, something like that, with just the screen being on. So, but as y'all can see, these are the apps that I use, and these are my go-to apps that I'm constantly using, and especially YouTube today. I've been keeping up with sports stuff and all that. But some things that you can do to improve your battery life. Here, let's come over here. Let's go to battery. Tap on battery like that. Now I want to show you all. So we come over here, battery saver. Now, I don't use battery saver, but right now I'm doing the standard battery saver, limits visual effects, background, and all that. Turn this on. So yes, so that's where it would be if it was on, right? Extreme battery saver, yeah. But no, I'm not doing no battery saver. Adaptive battery, I got that turned on as well. You guys see that? I wanted to show you all something else though, and I'm going to come over here, for example, and we're going to press and hold on YouTube. We're going to come over here, app info. We are going to come over here like this. We're going to come down, and I wanted to show you all something. I think I'm messing up here. App battery usage. So what you can do, allow background usage. If you want to turn that off, you can turn that off. So if you turn that off, say you get like whatever apps that you want to get, you don't want them running all the time, you go ahead and just turn that off. Y'all seen how I did that too, right? So let me come back over here. So say, for example, with YouTube, you can do that with any of the apps, by the way. Just if this is something you want to do, tap on app info. Then you come down here where it says app battery usage, tap on that, and you can actually turn off allow background usage. You can do that. This will actually help you save a lot of battery. And if you run this, then you run this device at 1080 the way I'm doing it. But I'm not really worried about like saving crazy amounts of battery because I don't want to handicap my phone. I know there's a lot of people out there that are battery misers, right? They'll go crazy and they'll want to, they'll just want to save all the battery, and I guess that's cool. Everyone does what they do, right? But I don't recommend that you handicap your phone like that. I'm not a fan of doing that, all right? When you come over here to apps, something you can do here as well. Let's come down here, app battery usage. You come over here, you can see what's going on. And then what you can do is you can pick from these right here, optimize unrestricted, tap your three dots, see what's going on. But tap on, for example, we'll come over here to AllTrails. And you see what I have there. So if you just want to, instead of like, you can either do it in your settings or you can do it from your home screen. You can go ahead and you can, figure out what apps that you want to restrict. That way you can get better battery life. Another thing that you can do here, I don't do it, but another thing you all can do is you'll come back over here to display and you have adaptive brightness. I don't use that. Let me see here. What's another one? Always on display. I actually have that turned off. I just, I don't have always on display on. Just not something I do, but I do leave my screen time out at 10 minutes. And like I said, I do have a habit of leaving my phone on the table with the display on, whatever, right? Dark theme. I am using dark theme. Let me see anything else. Screensaver off. Adaptive tone. Let me see here. What else would work? All right. So anyway, if you're trying to save battery, just go ahead and do some of the things that I showed you on your Pixel 10 Pro XL, and you should be able to save some battery. What has battery life been like compared to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra? That'll be a video. That'll be a completely different video, right? But I feel like I have more control with my S25 Ultra because I can put apps to deep sleep and just stuff like that, right? You guys have seen the videos that I've made regarding the S25 and how to save a lot of battery on that. But with all that being said, I will say this though. I was at a family get-together, I was at a family gathering, and I was recording video with this. I thought the display got a little hot there for a while. Not hot, like warm. There wasn't nothing bad. But when I was recording, the battery was definitely taking a bit of a hit. But like I said, it was still, it's still brand new, of course, but the phone was only, Thursday, Friday, so it was Saturday. So basically, I set up the phone Thursday night and I hit the road Friday. So on the second day, I was recording video. I was doing some family videos for everybody. And the battery took a hit. It's normal for it to do that. But I was only recording in 1080/60. So it was not like I was doing 4K or anything like that. And by the way, the video recording capability of this Pixel 10 Pro XL, it's really good. So, if you're going to buy this phone and you're worried about that, because everyone talks about how great the camera is on the Pixel 10 Pro XL. It takes wonderful photos and all that. But people have always been kind of skeptical with the video taking capabilities of the Google Pixel in general. I want to tell you right now, recording video on the Google Pixel 10 Pro XL is actually really, really well. You'll be very satisfied with the results that you get, all right? But I don't want to go too far into that. We're supposed to be talking about battery. But as far as that goes, yeah. So just out of the box, it's set to 1080. So leave it at 1080 if you want. And do some of those battery saving tricks that I showed you. And yeah, just go from there. Other than that, though, yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I love the build quality of this. I want to ramble on just for a little bit more if y'all want to stick around. I like the build quality of this device. I think it looks really cool. I got a case on it, of course. I got a Ringkeep Fusion Onyx, something like that on it. That's a wonderful device. It's a wonderful case. The speakers on this are nice. They sound really, really well. I'm really digging them. And call quality has been good. I've been purposely making a lot of phone calls on this device right here, and call quality has been awesome. I'm really digging it. Yeah, everything's just working the way it's supposed to. I'm not really gaming on, I don't buy my Pixel phones. I don't game on Pixel phones. If I am going to game on a phone, I usually do that on my Samsung phones. So I use Pixel phones for something completely different. And basically you see what I'm using my Pixel phone for, social media and just my regular stuff. But if you guys have any questions, I'm going to make a lot more videos about this phone, of course. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments and I'll catch you later. Bye.